Hey everybody, how you doing? I think I'm gonna try out a new theme song here. Russell's rocking chair, it's Russell's rocking chair, Russell's rocking chair again. We'll see if that sticks. Hey everybody, so good to see you. Gonna take you through some of the cobbing stuff that I've been doing with David Ward. It's been a really fun time just getting to throw mud around. Just that alone has been kind of like your own Jackson Pollock painting that you get to make, and you know, gets you in shape and it's fun to do, and kind of, yeah, it feels like you're kind of playing with some of the elements of the universe when you're feeling that like cob stick to the wall, and then the water gets sucked in, and then you can move it up, and if you just try to slap it on there it'll fall right off, but if you just give it that little bit of like 2 seconds, boom, and you can bring it in. It's a good feeling. Let's go through some dates. Let's see. Coming up, I'm happy about the Lynn Street Din's going to be doing the Milwaukee Farmers Market, August 18th, 10 to 1. So that's going to be Patrick Harry and Fred Ingram, bass and drums, stand-up bass, and awesome drummer. And then we're gonna have hopefully David Weatherby joining us on trombone and vocals as well. That'll be awesome. He's been stepping up and doing some more vocal stuff lately since Steve's been not able to join us. Yeah, update with Steve. He's doing well. I think that he's sticking with the program as much as he can, and hopefully things will be that his arrhythmia hopefully will be addressed sooner than later. That seems to be the big thing that's affecting quality of life, and recovery from the stroke's been going really well. I think as far as anything that I've read or anything that I have experienced before. So yeah, I think Steve is doing quite well in that department. All right, got some new folks on. I guess you're hearing me. I'm gonna check my settings here real quick and make sure that the audio is coming in. Yep, I see it. Okay. All right, so so let's see, August 18th at Milwaukee Farmers Market. That's gonna be awesome. 3 hours, it just goes by like nothing playing with those guys, and we did a quartet like that at Alberta Pub yesterday, and it was just so much fun. I mean, David Weatherby jumping up to the plate and singing more, Fred Ingram singing more. Again, I'm going to talk Patrick Harry into singing when I swear, and we also did some more instrumental stuff, and it was really cool to kind of dive into some of the old gypsy jazz stuff that I used to do, and really get a chance to play that stuff like beefed up with bass and drums. It just sounds huge. And of course the bone can play little background bass parts and stuff like in between, even when he's not soloing. So it really is a cool thing to play with a trombone player. And then we had Andrew on clarinet join us, Andrew Alekhanov, who is an excellent clarinetist that has like a wide range of styles, but he always sounds like Andrew. He brings just a lot of energy and power behind his sound, and it's just really cool. And it has a real wail to him, like a real passion that he kind of puts into the horn. So it's very cool. That was a blast to have that come up. Hopefully we can try to facilitate that again in the future. And let's see. So I'm going to be playing at the Imperial Bottle Shop with Big Bossa. That's going to be great. Playing drums with those guys. Big Bossa is a jazz and bossa nova, obviously, quartet or quintet depending on the day, and with a singer, and vibraphone. So vibraphone is such a cool instrument to play with, because you're basically playing with another drummer who can also, play notes. It's really fun. But yeah, the percussive quality of playing with vibraphones is just a real connection when you're playing drums. Let's see. All right, we'll be back at Bethel Lutheran on August 25th, 4 to 5. That's Northwest Tempo. That's not to be confused with Tempos, the dance group that I've also been rehearsing with and stuff. Again, kind of putting together some new music to try out and see what sticks with the routines. Sometimes it's fun to just simultaneously create. They are creating dances and we are creating music, and sometimes there's some overlap and other stuff gets shelved for later. I think there were some things that didn't make it into the last show that we'll end up bringing in. Anyway, not that group. This is Northwest Tempo. This is a jazz group with Adrian on saxophone, who is probably going to be coming by later, and we can jam a little bit, even if it's just guitar and sax. I'd like to start getting that together again, which is actually the reason that I'm bringing up, or the reason that the live stream is titled Thump Day, is because I wanted to start on Wednesdays doing Thump Day, which is going to be a jam session that we do almost every Wednesday night. So I'm going to try to start getting that together and start getting, doing some guitar summits and some saxophone summits, maybe switching around from playing drums, playing guitar, playing bass sometimes. So yeah, Wednesday nights is when I'm going to start doing that. All right, so Northwest Tempo, Adrian Baxter on saxophone, me on guitar. We'll have Jules Auger joining us on bass. And Jules, I hope he's doing better. He had a fall. He fell down like at some point, like right before our last show, and he was really seriously hurt when he showed up. So it was a real trooper to come and play. But when you're pushing 90, you got to be careful with that stuff. It's amazing. He's so put together at almost 90 years old. It's incredible. Anyway, so Northwest Tempo, August 25th, Bethel Lutheran. Those are open. These are not sermons per se. This is like a fun, lighthearted jazz event in a church, which also has like some of the spoken word from Harry, whose last name I don't know. But I always love to include that stuff because I love Harry's energy. He really makes me laugh, and makes me, gives me pause. So I'd like to get him in sometime to talk about some of his experiences as like a philosophical security guard. You know, he's got some really interesting experiences, I'm sure, from doing the security guard work that I know he does. So anyway, um, let's move on. Mount Carmel, Northwest Temple. Nope, that's not happening. I'm gonna erase that. No, they decided to quit with that for a month, and we'll probably be back in October. And I'm not sure what happened there exactly, but they yeah. So anyway, I just got this. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's going to be playing at the Norse Hall, but I'm not actually sure. This is kind of how things work with music. People say, "Hey, you available September 9th?" And you go, "I guess, all day, when, where, what instrument, how much." But anyway, I was, and I love playing with them. So I was like, "Yes, yes, ma'am," and we'll find out more as that develops. All right, so let's get into some of this cobbing stuff here. I'm going to be putting together a video on just some of the cobbing progress that we've made so far. I'm not sure if I'll wait until we finish the whole thing or just kind of keep putting stuff out. But anyway,
Catch the last little bit here as we
Okay,
get finished for the day.
look at how much.
so I'm going to say right now, this is not
you guys
my
have done.
favorite look.
Yeah, so that's just the one bucket
Wow.
of cob. Those are pretty good. Little
Usually look a little better, not completely covered in.
Strange little.
Covered in mud.
whole wall.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
But you can see this was actually just
More even
one day of progress. Basically, it took us across this whole wall.
started.
Yep.
We've got a few more of those dimples.
So it started out with
Those are
with
those hay
a
things.
layer of what do you call that stuff? The heavy bags. I can't remember the name of them, but yeah, this heavy material bag that you put over the top of the hay, and then from there, you put this light clay layer over that. You can see at the top there. See how it's white. Right, so that heavy clay layer over the top of that, which kind of binds it to the hay, and then from there you put on one just smear of mud, and then from that point, once you have the mud, the first layer just literally just kind of slathered on there, and you just have to kind of grind it in with your fingers. Once that's on there, then you can really start cobbing, and you can see there when I'm grabbing the load, I'm just grabbing it, pushing it in there. This is actually kind of down at the bottom here. I'm just sort of filling it in, but you can see what David does here, right? So he pushes it in. He pauses down there at the base. He's got a much better technique than me. He pauses down there at the base, and then or where his hand is. Now, you also have to make this like this cup kind of thing. So like when you're grabbing the material, you can't grab it like this because you get all that hay that just goes out your fingers and down the back of your hand, makes a huge mess and doesn't get on the wall. So you want to take that mixture and really just palm it like this. And you can see David does a really good job of it. I'm still, for some reason, still learning. And he'll like grab it and like hold it on the wall and then slowly push in and smear as he goes, and then it really sticks on there and you can start layering it up. So yeah.
So I guess one of the benefits of a straw bale house would be just that it was so much more lightweight, right? Like it'd be a lot faster to build your interior wall. Yeah.
And it'll heat up quicker. Because all you gotta do is let the heat just this thin layer
Yeah.
instead of the whole building.
And that heats it up faster.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But what about the longevity?
Of this wall,
Now, are we
I'm
already
sure this
putting
has a certain
decorations up on that one little part over there?
ASMR appeal to somebody. This whole thing. We got quite a bit of this footage of us. But yeah, it's a cool space to be in. Really like that I've been able to do that this summer. There's the man. And yeah, I've got some more videos of the
All right.
property and stuff like that that I can share with everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is some of the pond that is going to be oops, right.
Oh wow.
I see.
Uh-huh.
Whoops.
There it is.
this is why
Whoa.
no vehicles are
Yeah, wow. It just gets treacherous right away.
This is what all that shit we're walking on looks like.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. It's just a roof. Here's the plan above it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so you can see it's a nice place to hang. So there's a point of the year where about 100,000 plus geese come and descend on this whole area, and it is just a spectacle to watch the way, I mean, just everything that they do. The size of that bird, even just watching it land is incredible. The way it comes in, and they'll come in and they have to like circle like a plane to actually land because they're just so huge. So anyway, good hang, and yeah, hopefully I think we're right on track to getting that done by the end of summer. So let me take you into some guitar stuff here. I've been talking about these 3-note chords. And kind of different voicings and stuff for playing in one place. Like let's see, like a 2, 5, 1, right? I'm getting real comfortable with those. Yeah. So anyway, it's really good to be able to kind of use those up the neck and to really see those diatonic shapes all the way up the neck back to F way up here. So you get above the 12th fret right here, the double dot, right? And everything repeats. So there's my F again, right? Here's my F right down here. F chord 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, and 5. Right? 2, 4, 5. Sure. Yeah. This is 3, 5, major 7. Right, this is the 4 chord. This is the B flat, which is the 4, the 6, and the 1. I have to kind of think about this. This is the 5. What? The 7. No, that would be it. The 5, the 7, 2, right in the key of F. Right, is the relative minor, the D minor. This would be the 6, the 1, and the 2. No, the 3. Here is the only time that you break that shape of either you know, major or minor. Right, the only time you break that shape is right here. And that is the minor 7 flat 5 chord, E minor 7 flat 5, which is the major 7, the 2, and the 4. Yeah. And then you're back to the 1, 3, and 5 in the key of F. Okay. Right. That's a bit of a long-winded way of saying what we're going to do if we're playing diatonic chords. Diatonic just means staying in the same key, right? Using the same 7 notes from the major scale, right? So here's the here are 3 notes from the F major scale, right? Here's 3 more notes from the F major scale, right? 3 more notes from the F major scale, and so on, right? As we go up, all those notes are going to be in the one of the 7 notes of the F major scale. If we go out of that scale, and of course you can go out of that scale, then you just have a different sound, right? Right, doing major chords all the way up. But this is going to be staying right in there. So that if you were playing over an F major chord, all this stuff would sound good and eventually resolve back to F. Okay, so okay, so we're using 2 shapes: major, minor. Right, 1, 3, 5. Right, going low, medium, high. Right, 1, 3, 5. So take the 3rd here, make it minor. 1, 3, 5. You can see that these 2 notes are the same. Right, just that 1 note difference. And you'll notice too that I can bar across with this finger, even though it's a little uncomfortable. I can bar across with this finger and go major to minor, just like that. Right, so right here's the only place where it's a little different, and you're back to this. But it'll help you kind of get this shape ready to go if you're grabbing that one. Right, it's always kind of a toughie, that one. Lots of different ways to play that minor 7 flat 5 chord. For one, is you can just ignore the flat 5. You don't have to play it. But you can't put a 5 in, otherwise it sounds pretty wrong. Okay, cool. So following that all the way up, there's lots of fun things you can do with that, right? You've got first of all, we got the major scale going up, F major scale, right? Up 1 string. Right, now I'm adding a note. I'm adding a 3rd above that. Right, I'm going to stop sharing this just so that, just in case it's making some noise or something. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted there for a second. So F major scale all the way up, I added a 3rd, right? You can keep that same look to your hand if you wanted to, right? This finger going to that finger, right? And then just swap in the other finger as you play minor 3rds. Right, so many cool things you can do with just most popular chord progressions that you've heard use some sort of diatonic chord progression, right? So if you heard like the 1, 6, 2, 5, right? Go up to the 6th degree of the scale, right? So 1, 6, 4, 5, right? 6, 4, 5, right? Or the 1, 5, 6, 4, right? So if you just kind of memorize where those notes are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 of the major scale, right? Going up the D string there. If you just memorize where each one of those is, 1, 3, 5. No, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 1. Right. And remember, is the major 7. Right. So let's say you could just pick let's pick a random set of numbers out of the let's say 1 6. Let's say not even starting on the 1 chord. Let's start on the 2 chord. So how about 2 1 3 4? Right? Who knows? It might sound weird. It might sound cool. Let's see. 2. Actually, 2 1 3 4. It's kind of cool, actually. I mean, I don't know if I'd base a song around it, but like it'd be a great like bridge. Or if you made that 3 major, right? That's a cool sound. All right, what was it? 2 3 4 major 3 4. Right. So lots of creative ideas that can come out of this too. Right. Anyway, so thirds, right? Now adding the 5th. Right? You can just add all 3 of them. Cool. Getting that pinky in there, right? The wiggly pinky. See what we can do with this, right? So we got, that's easy to reach. You might be able to reach up to here if you wanted to, right? But that's a little difficult to play. Might find another way to play that. But wiggly pinky up to there, right? Then let's go up to here. Right, so now I just went up to the 2 chord and got that pinky down where it sounded good. Usually if you're playing diatonic and you play something outside of the key, your ear will tell you that's wrong, right? So right, look at that, following the pinky up, right? Just letting a melody drift, right? Now my reach is a little bit easier on the pinky, so I might try that major 7 sound. Sounds great on the 4 chord. And I encourage just improvising like this, you know. Sometimes these things just really help with just making up your own stuff and getting so that you hear the melody and you want to hear it. You want to hear that melody continue, right? You want to hear that melody develop, and so your hand will start to jump to different shapes to make that melody note happen, right? Just like you see other guitarists doing. You go, how do you do that? It's sort of a matter of will, right? It's a matter of like, I really want to hear this sound, and your hand starts to just find it from some sort of muscle future memory, you know, as you play more. So anyway, here we go. Going up the scale here, right? Oops. Right away my ear told me, nope, that ain't it. So remember this right here, this is the dominant chord. I'm gonna talk one more little thing about that at the end here. Talking about kind of applying some of this wiggly pinky stuff over a blues. Right, right? This one's a toughie for me. And then, right. Oops. So a lot of melodies are created by following one string up, right? Right, knowing your major scales up one string, as amateurish as that seems, is actually a step that a lot of people don't spend enough time on, right? I think when you first start out, you just try to do everything on one string. Right? But then after a while you go like, wait, I can actually just stay in one place. It's so much more efficient. You spend all this time trying to move across the strings, right? In this like, right? And you're like, I can do that so much faster. Right? But the real magic when you're playing a solo happens when you're able to switch positions, right, and get from one spot on the guitar. Let's say I want to move from G to a higher point of G, right, way up here. So being able to know like how to go up one string to get to where your next position is going to be is so crucial, and it's just such a natural thing on the guitar. The piano makes so much sense because it moves left to right. You know, low notes are always to the left, high notes always to the right, right? And that's true on the guitar, right? And that every string starts low as it can go on the left and moves high. But then it has this other added complication. It's kind of more 3D, I guess, in that respect, and that you've got low to high moving this way too, right? So I can go higher up in pitch just by going down a string, even though I'm playing an open string, right? I know that's fairly obvious, but low to high here and low to high here. And it's just so much easier to see low to high right here. And this gets neglected, I think, being able to play. Right, and Django was like one of the fastest, most intricate soloists there was, and he only played with these two fingers? When he played a solo, he would just walk it up. So yeah, so don't neglect, you know, doing your scales up single strings. I recommend playing in the key of C. It's also a really great way for getting a layout of the neck, and I recommend playing in the key of C up to the 12th fret on each string. Right, so that was all E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, right, in the key of C, up the E string, right, which is a E Phrygian scale for those of you keeping score at home. We got the next string, right, A minor, or C major. So anyway, yeah, that's how I would recommend doing that, is doing no flats or sharps, and then saying the pitches as you go. A, G, F, E, D, C, B. cool. So, oh yeah, one more thing about that blues I was going to say here at the end was just utilizing that major scale shape in the wiggly, using the wiggly pinky, right? So let's play a blues. I'm just talking about soloing now, right? Not really chords so much. When you play chords, it's just really nice to play the right chords. You know, like you want a bass player that's going to give you you and the audience the one, right? So you know what's going on. And same with the guitar. But when it comes to the soloist, right? You want to have some ideas. That are a little more simple, right? So that you can get some ideas going. And really just hear the notes. So I don't know if you all just heard, but I just played a 12-bar blues right there, right? Just playing a major and minor chord. So it's G major, G minor scale for the C major chord, right? G, C, and D are the only 3 chords. Now we're gonna go to the C chord, right? And I'll just play minor, G minor. Back to the G major. Here's the D minor, or D major. So right there you can kind of see that this part, the 1, 3, and 5, is built right into that chord. That big old G7 bar chord you may already know. And so that rub between the minor third is a really cool sound, and you can always play with in blues. So a lot of times when people are taught the blues scale, it's just this minor thing that they just end up doing over the whole thing. And don't discount playing, right over the pentatonic scale. There's so much amazing music that's been done with just that. I think it was a Vu Forturi album that I was listening to, where I was just amazed that everything was just incredibly just disciplined right on those pentatonics. But if you're able to mix in some of that major scale stuff with it, right, you can get a really pretty sound, right? So here's like a G major, C major, right? You can, so here I'll just take this. So we got this G major going on right here, right? Which you can see is really close to E minor, right? And gives you this really nice little bar. Even better would be to do it right here. I'm just gonna move it to the key of E major, just to make this a little. Right, here's our E major. Right. Now if I just start the scale with my first finger, and and move it up to the 12th fret. Then I got this minor thing. So watch how I can go from major, E major. Now I'm into the minor. Right back to that G, or that E sound. And then back to the minor sound for the final resolution G, or the between D and 7, or D7 to C7. And then that takes us back around to the top, the E major, right? So yeah, so practice that using the using those major shapes right here that you already know for like the key of G, and using those pinky things in there. When you go to the minor, right? Stay right on those 3 strings. Putting the 7 into it. Right? All those cool things you can get out of that Mixolydian scale. And then go into the minor scale. Back to the major. That right there is just doing the G major scale up the B string. Yeah, so. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining me once again. Let's see. Oh, I hope that thing wasn't in the way the whole time again, was it? No, I think my guitar's up there. Okay, good. Sometimes I forget and I leave my little banner on right when I'm teaching, which I gotta remember to not do. All right, so thanks everybody, and hope to talk to you again soon at a show, or feel free to comment, like and subscribe. You know, get all my stuff as it starts coming out. I'm gonna start doing more edited things and dropping those into the live stream. So stay tuned.